Alright, hello everyone, it's Joseph here, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. And in today's video, we are going to be returning to GTA 4 for some more tutorial series. And today we are going to be installing some new graphic modifications as well as some new weapons. Drag and drop all contents of the install folder from CryENB v3. That is the one that I use, which is the most reliable for me. If it does say to replace anything, please be sure to do so. Okay, and now we're going to go back to options. So if this doesn't work, they do have some custom options for you to try to fix your game. So it's also recommended to download the HD road textures, which is what we will also be installing today. If I can find that link, I will be sure to link it in the description. Okay, so now I'm going to be installing anti-aliasing as well. And anti-aliasing natively in GTA 4 is bad, but with a graphics mod that doesn't have anti-aliasing, it can make it 10 times worse. So be sure to install this sweet FX as well. So we're going to go to settings. Now I am going to be running on the Ultra end. Now it's highly recommended to use the folder version that meets your computer specifications. So I'm actually going to be trying out the insane end. So normally in the past I have used the high end version, but never the ultra or the insane version. So that would be interesting to see. We are going to be getting in game once we are done installing everything to test if it does work. Next up is ELS. Again, I personally use ELS, which is great. All you need from this is the common folder, okay? If you watch my previous tutorial, we have already installed custom vehicles, and we've already changed those ALS file settings, okay? So do not install anything from this file except the common folder, which includes the visual dat setting. Next up is going to be optional presets. I'm going to be installing the anamorphic lens flare, which is going to be with the blue version. There's two of these. There's horizontal and vertical. I personally prefer the vertical one as well. So copy and paste this file ASP Bloom into the game directory there. Okay. Next up is blue headlights. I highly recommend doing this one also. Okay. Copy and replace if it says so. Next up is depth of field. Alright, so in this one, I'm going to be installing the no DOF version as well. And as you can see here, I just read this one, but the two differences between this. Autofocus DOF. If you want a clear and sharp image, do not install this one. Basically, this one blurs everything else around it. And the static one, basically, just a constant blur in whatever direction you look in. So I would just recommend disabling DOF in that one. So the dirt lens textures, I highly recommend to install this one, which is going to be like a rainbow texture, which is pretty cool. And then also God Rays. So this was the insane copy I am installing to my game. So whatever version you chose earlier as your main version, be sure to have it as the same. So I already have downloaded HD textures, so we'll be doing some of that. Now I personally, I don't like motion blur in games necessarily. The only games I don't like them in is racing games. But in driving games, I don't mind that, not necessarily. So we'll do the medium. We'll do the medium setting, not high, not low, just right in the middle. So that's all the preset options there. So next up is going to be, I go back to graphics, HD road textures and vegetation. So we can install this one as well. drag and drop the PC folder into the GTA 4 folder there also. And I think that is all about it for now. Let's go to OpenIV. And then you can go to PC, Models, CD Images, Vehicles, and then you can type in taxi in the search bar and open up taxi YTD. Go to taxi signs 1. And then you're going to want to drag and drop taxi signs 1 PNG and automatically generate MIP map levels. But I recommend keeping the compression on the same as it is already. So for me, in this instance, it's going to be DXT1. So keep the compression setting the same. If the MIP map level changes, don't worry about that. So next up is going to be Taxi 2, okay? Basically what this does is it lowers the brightness of the taxi ad signs, because when you install a graphics mod, it does get bright. So make sure you do install this one as well. So apart from that, that's all the graphic modifications. We got the HD road textures and the graphic modification as well, and the taxi ad sign fix for the brightness. Next up, we're going to be installing 6 weapons and 1 new script. Again, next time, we are going to be doing custom uniforms and custom sounds, such as the sirens, and also we'll touch up on the custom weapon sounds as well as sirens. So we are going to be going to File, Defragmentation. It's always recommended, if I can click on it, that is. It's always recommended to defragment the IMG or archive whenever you are done editing it, of course, just so you don't come across any crashes or anything. Next up, you're going to want to go to Weapons IMG, type in BAT. Now these are all replacement weapons. So now you're going to see that this is a baton. If we zoom out here, the ASP Baton, which is pretty cool. And then next up is going to be the Tactical M4. This one does include a weapon sound. So next time we'll do the weapon sound installation, which is basically a custom sound. You do not need to use this. But basically this is just the model tutorial for now. So I'm going to be using the aim point as well. Basically this is the one with the red dot scope in it. If I go to M4, we can replace this weapon as well. So this is what it looks like there. Just a red dot scope there, which I think is pretty cool. Alright, so now if we go to weapons, shotgun. Now some of these weapons I downloaded twice, or downloaded different weapon versions. So I'm only going to be installing a few weapons. So let's go to shotgun. Oops. I can spell shotgun, G-U-N. There we go. Copy or drag and drop this into the directory there. So as you can see, this is the shotgun with the red dot scope as well, which is pretty nice. And then if we go to the next weapon here, which is the Glock 34, we can install this one as well. I think this one is just the Glock there. I can drop this into OpenIV. So here we are with the Glock 34 as well. So that has been updated. So we got 2 more. We got 1 more weapon and then 1 more script. Okay, so let's go to the collapsed stock. Now this is the MP5. And I prefer having stocks on my weapons as well for a more tactical feel. So let's drag and drop this into OpenIV. This is what that looks like there. I can zoom in there. There we go. So we got the collapsed stock on there like that, which is pretty cool. And then the end cap removes the cap. So you got the stock or the cap, which basically takes it off. So next up is going to be the flashlight and spotlight script. So that is going to be going into the game directory as well. I think I may have already installed this, if I'm not mistaken. No, I have not. So the default key, if I open up the INI, is H, and to move the spotlight is I, J, K, L. Up, left, down, right. So that is how you install weapons to GTA 4, as well as the graphics as well. Now again, if you want to, you can defragment the weapons IMG file as well, just so you may not come across any crashes or anything like that. It's always best to do that as well. So if you stop watching by this point, this is going to be the end of the tutorial. I'm not going to go in game to showcase what the graphics mod looks like. If you click on the download in the description, you can check out the preview thumbnails from the download page as well. So again, thank you so much for watching. I hope this tutorial has been helpful.